December 29th, 1610. A raiding party led by Georgi Thruzo, the Palatine of Hungary, storms through the gates of Cachtice Castle in the dead of night. They've come expecting to find evidence of crimes, but nothing could prepare them for what they discover. In the hallway, they find the body of a young girl, beaten to death. In the dungeons, another girl is dying, her body mutilated beyond recognition. Servants are frantically cleaning up after what appears to be a torture session. And in the shadows of one of Europe's most powerful noble families, they've just uncovered what might be history's most prolific female serial killer, or history's greatest frame-up. Tonight, we're diving into the story of Elizabeth Báthory, the Blood Countess.
Welcome, stranger.
Secret to society.
Strangers. Society.
Welcome to the secret society.
Strangers?
Welcome back. I'm Lee. That's Josh. That's Jen. This is the Secret Society of Strangers podcast, the podcast where we explore history's strange events, from murders and disappearances that leave witnesses and officials baffled, to ancient occult practices and the dark and often misunderstood people and rituals behind them. Like Josh said, Elizabeth Báthory is tonight's episode. So how is everyone doing tonight, guys?
Good,
Great.
good.
Great.
Doing a lot better than these victims.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say, everyone's alive. We're all
Not being
breathing,
tortured.
and our blood is on the inside. That's the important part.
Yeah, that's where blood is supposed to be.
Yep. All right. So, content warning. We're making jokes already, but I have to say this up top. This episode is extremely graphic when it comes to violence and mutilation. We're probably going to get a little bit in depth. I was going to say in the weeds, but we're going to be in a liquid. So,
In a literal bloodbath.
like, depth is
Yeah.
appropriate. That being said, listener discretion advised. You've been warned.
That was it.
Ready?
It's all the
Yep.
warning you're getting.
You're still
I
here.
may throw a warning up before we get into some particulars as we go through, just in case there's something.
Well, now we got to cut that out
Some-
because clearly I just said that was the last warning.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so a little backstory on our old lady Elizabeth Báthory, all right? So she was accused of torturing and murdering up to allegedly 650 young women in the 16th century setting of Hungary,
That's a lot of people.
which is absolutely
Yeah.
insane right off the rip.
Yeah. Because that's like more than probably a whole village.
Well, yeah, like, I don't know. That's like so many victims. That's all you would have to be doing is just like killing people all day, every day. Oh, there I go, killing again.
Yeah.
And then you run into like, where are you putting all these people when they're dead?
Correct.
Well, I mean, you have like multiple castles and stuff, so like, whatever.
You also have people in those castles. Like, you're not living in that castle like modern day by yourself.
You think the
Well,
servant's going to say
yeah.
anything if I'm dragging a dead
No.
body and then I'll be like, you're next?
I mean, maybe.
Probably not.
Who knows?
All right.
Flips think ships.
Yeah, pretty much. So her name has become like pretty much synonymous with like vampirism and the legend of like, bathing in blood of virgins to stay young and, be all youthful and stuff.
It
Because
works, right?
why not? Yeah. And I mean, it makes the skin tight, allegedly. I've never had a blood mask, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, and I will not.
I'm just
Nothing that
picturing
wrinkles
Kathy
right here.
Bates in American Horror Story where she's just like putting the blood on her face.
I don't know. Something about the, like, I guess it would work the same. No, I was thinking like the fact that it's going to dry in your face is exactly what a mask does. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
gross.
Skin mask. Oh man, I could go for a good skin mask. But yeah, like there's also the other things that make her case like fascinating. So modern historians increasingly question whether she was a sadistic monster or just a wealthy Protestant widow destroyed by like Game of Thrones style political conspiracies.
Mm.
So it's either a little column A or column B. But what we know for certain is this. She was arrested in December 1610. Her servants were brutally executed after confessing under torture. And she died imprisoned in her own castle in 1614 without ever receiving a trial. and the whole famous blood
Lucky
bathing.
or not lucky?
Right? Like, could you imagine? Like, she was like walled up inside of her castle allegedly, but like historians later
Mhm.
figured out that like she had like free reign. She was pretty much just on house
It's
arrest.
like luxury house arrest.
Yeah.
But it totally feeds like that excluded or like recluse on the hill that no one sees anymore, and like people are still disappearing because it's the 1600s, so people just die, and like everyone that dies is just like, oh, probably taken by Bathory.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Your
I'd be like, nope, that vampire bitch got him.
Mhm.
hmm
Oh, you ain't seeing Ted again.
You going
Mm-mm.
trick or treating there? You guys going trick or treating to that house on the block?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Cachtice Castle?
Yeah.
Goom, 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 giant knocker.
And
It's just a big old knocker.
Yes.
And then
probably
but oh yeah. Oh man, I could
play with that dragon's head.
Oh
their-
yeah.
Oh,
The aesthetic of
I
these
want one.
castles is beautiful.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
man. Remember when Dracula's castle was for sale like a couple of years ago in Transylvania?
Oh,
yeah, I would buy it
Oh man.
if I had
Just
the
a
money.
cool
Mhm.
$65 million, no big deal. Oh yeah. But like
She got a
even
bunch
like
of castles.
oh yeah. And then the crazy thing is like even after she was like dead, people were still making rumors about her. Like even in the 16th century, like the whole blood bathing legend that came after she was dead.
I mean, yeah.
So what I really want to do tonight is like separate the documented historical facts from most of like the sensationalized legend of everything. And I want to also examine some of like the disturbing testimonies of over 300 witnesses,
Mm.
and like 50 of them were tortured. So I don't know if you could really count their
Yeah,
testimony as
yeah.
anything.
Sure, it's probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also, compelling evidence that powerful men may have orchestrated the downfall to, seize her vast wealth and allegedly cancel out some royal debts. So, like a little Game of Thrones sprinkled in here, pretty much.
Yep.
It was a
Got the
wild
drama.
time before TV. It was wild.
Oh, yeah.
Well, again,
You
that's
just-
also probably why, like, the oral tradition of trying to tell this story, every person that tells it is like, I'm going to tell them there was this much more blood. There was
Oh,
that
yeah.
many more
Yeah.
bodies. Yeah.
It's just like a 400-year-long game of telephone at this point.
Right.
Well, we got to find out what's true.
And we're getting to it. So let's talk about her family, right? So she was born, Elizabeth Báthory was born August 7th in 1560 into like one of Central Europe's most powerful noble families, like we said earlier. And her lineage was like nothing short of extraordinary. So her uncle Stefan Bathory served as the King of Poland and the Grand Duke of Lithuania, while multiple other family members held positions as like Palatine of Hungary, and a Palatine is pretty much like a prime minister would be today.
Mm.
So they were like pretty up there. But I don't know what a voivode is, but he was that.
Yeah, it's the same kind of like head of state kind of.
Oh, okay. So he was also that of Transylvania. So like he was Dracula's governor, essentially.
Nobody governs Dracula.
Apparently. So their coat of arms featured a three dragon teeth that were surrounded by this big dragon biting its own tail. And this was like supposed to symbolize like one of their ancestors like slew a dragon back in the day.
So
So
I
they
don't
were pretty
remember
much
how far
that
back.
family.
One of the great grandfathers, actually, where their name came from. So the name Bathory means good hero.
Mhm.
And the rumor is, or the legend is, that relative slayed a dragon, and that dragon skull is in the basement of one of the castles. One of the.
Oh my
I was gonna say King's Landing, but
I know it's so Game of Thrones coded throughout. Like, again, I don't think R.R. Martin has an original bone in his body.
nah,
Yes.
not
The
even
rumor
one
that
dragon
it's
bone.
still in the castle, or is this it gone now?
I mean, now I have no idea. I don't think anyone's found it, so it's probably not ever there. But it was supposedly there while she was ruling, while the family was ruling.
Can you
That'd be crazy.
imagine?
To have like the only dragon, like
Yeah.
legit dragon skull.
It's just like a big iguana.
Oh yeah,
It's because they're in like Northern Europe. They don't really see one.
Aw.
They're like, oh, it's an iguana.
Somehow a Komodo dragon got up
Yeah,
there. Or
that's
some
what I was
shit like
trying to
that.
think.
He
Yeah.
like stepped on it. And he's like, I slayed the dragon.
I've
Which,
never
I
seen a
mean,
gator before.
is he wrong?
No,
It's a
man,
Komodo dragon,
Komodo
It's
dragons
literally
are
got dragon in the name.
and
yeah,
I still wouldn't want to face off with one of those things.
So her parents were cousins. No shock there, because like obviously like 16th century nobles wanted to keep bloodlines pure, so a lot of inbreeding. So Elizabeth suffered severe epileptic seizures throughout her childhood, and in the 16th century it was known as falling sickness, and it was possibly treated with blood-based remedies. So there's like just more attached to the blood lore of this whole story.
like
Both
things they like put like blood in your wine or like
Yeah.
mix it in with other foods or whatever. But
bloodletting leeches, like
They were a little obsessed with.
let's just
with
drill a
blood.
hole in your head because you have a headache.
and to play devil's advocate on the whole, like she's just this serial killer. This does line up with like early age traumas or things like that. If she's falling all over the place and hitting her head, in a castle, who knows what kind of things she's suffering.
Yeah, I don't think a
I'm-
16th century castle is baby proof.
No sheetrock on those walls. Nope.
No, that is a good point though. For later on, we know now, TBIs and things like that. And if she's having grand mal seizures, or even untreated, just multiple seizures, brain damage is occurring.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't even have to hit your head. You're right. I mean, just the fever and the seizure can cause
Mhm.
damage. So, I mean, she's got 2 boxes checked already for like things are not good. She's inbred and she's epileptic and not being treated.
Oh yeah, and she's not even 10 years old yet.
Yeah.
So both of her parents die in 1570, and now she's 10 years old, but she's also one of the wealthiest orphans in 16th century Hungary. at the
10.
time.
She's like an adult back then.
I was going to
Well,
say,
yeah,
like
100%.
pushing 30. I mean, come
She's-
on.
She's about to get married.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so
she literally is
gross.
about to get married. Like she's got
So
like what,
gross.
3 years, 4 years before she gets married now.
Yeah.
She's close.
So obviously now that since she's like the head of the Bathory family, she's gonna have like a really good Renaissance education. So receiving that like education wasn't typical for women in her era. And so she fluently spoke and wrote Hungarian, Latin, German, and Greek. I can't even like barely speak. I could speak passable like Spanish once in a blue moon, but I couldn't imagine like speaking multiple languages like
No.
fluently.
Yeah, she's definitely more educated than the common person by far. That Latin is the key, though. That learning that Latin will unlock a whole lot more
Mhm.
than our very confusing and broken version of English.
All those root words and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, well, on top of that, she's also learning like all the manners and all the like estate management and how to like manage an entire dynasty as like a child.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And then she also learned like medical stuff too. So like herbal remedies, healing practices, botany, anatomy. That's going to play a huge role later down the road. And obviously religious studies.
10, 14, 10, between 10 and 14, and you're dissecting animals, but you're also like learning about it, which is giving you like a leg up on actually knowing what you're doing later on, like Josh said.
Yeah. So like we said earlier, like this was already unusual education for a person of this time, but it was also even like unusual for a woman, even in nobility standings. Most noble women basically just learned basic literacy and how to do like household management stuff. And that was it.
Now, Bathory, she's a boss.
Hell yeah, boss bitch, let's go. She could even like negotiate contracts, manage like the big estates, engage in political correspondences and everything. Like she was that bitch. Like she had it all.
There was so many like rulers back then. We're probably like, oh, I don't even want to hear from her. Like,
Oh, you know.
Write me when it's a man.
Yeah, they couldn't stand like that she was a female
Well,
just
but
in it, girl
does
bossing.
that just aggravate her more to continue her murderous rampage?
It could, or she could have learned it from somebody.
That too.
So at age 10 or 11, she was betrothed to Count Fernick, known as the Black Knight. So it's just even more like creepy, like goth fantasy lore.
I mean,
Or
to
he was
call the
also known
Black
as
Knight
the
then-
Black Bay
Yeah.
of Hungary. I don't know what a BEY is, like the 16th century term of bay. Like that's I don't know what that
Yeah.
means, but
I
cool,
think
man.
my mind goes to like a weapon of some sort, but
Oh
that
yeah.
is wrong.
So they married in May 8th of 1575 when she was 14 or 15. There's still like debate on like certain ages and whatnot. She had this big lavish ceremony and there was like 4,500 people like in attendance.
It's a big ass quinceanera.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for like 16th century style. So like even the
That's
king showed
insane.
up. The festivities lasted for 3 days. And could you imagine just like everybody is just like obviously not showering. There's latrines, like just
Mm.
yeah, no, it's bad.
Yeah, it's a very stinky time.
But we're drunk and we're fed, which is probably huge for a lot of these people. Just the
That's
fact that
true.
there is just so much food readily available at this 3-day fest. I'd go. Would you go? Would you go?
Oh,
Like,
hell
if you
yeah.
were-
I mean,
if you
yeah,
were
I would
like,
go.
but wait, the rumors are that this person is already like sinister. Are you walking up to the castle? Like, let's
Oh
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but there's no they haven't started like the sinister stuff.
No, I know.
yet.
I was
This is
throwing that
just
in
the
there
wee
just to see
early
if you
days.
guys would still go.
No.
You guys are
Oh,
throwing-
I'd still go. I'd just low key be like, yo, I'm just gonna stay by the door so I can just do a quick. I just came here to see what's up, and I'm gonna dip.
So you guys
Yeah.
don't survive horror movies, and I don't survive cults.
Correct.
I could live with that,
Yes.
Okay.
At least I would die
So-
poor and happy for a night.
and not in a cult.
I was brainwashed. I was happy. Nighttime is the right time.
Hey man, same Kool-Aid, different flavor.
That's yeah.
Purple.
So here's the interesting part. Her husband took her surname because obviously hers carried more weight.
That is
So that was
wild
also
to me.
that was
That is-
also another uncommon thing back then.
yeah.
That just shows you how much probably more she had in wealth
Yeah.
behind him. Like, yeah, you know what? It's a paperwork thing. Probably like, I'm gonna have to change my name on like 40 castles instead of like 3.
But
It's
that's
like,
an
it's-
interesting power play too, though, for him.
Oh,
to-
100%.
to do that. I mean, it continues to elevate her as
Mhm.
the, like, you know, the
Yeah,
woman.
well,
I mean, like
the head
she's still in
of the-
charge. Yeah,
of
like
oh yeah.
just because
the
she's now married doesn't. I mean,
family.
it had
Yeah.
to be some kind of power play because otherwise, it's so emasculating for that time.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, he took her name. So, like, do you think he was just like, oh, if I have her name, I'll get like a little bit more power and respect? But she's like standing behind him, like, nah, bitch, you're still under me.
I,
I don't know. She's so young at this point.
eh,
That might like in the again, my mind is a true crime mind. So in like the idea that this is like a grown man and this is a child that he's marrying, like that is a huge like manipulation power play too. Like, yeah, sure, keep your name. We'll keep your name. But I'm also now in charge of like 40 castles or however many castles. Like you're 11, you can't say anything.
right.
Yeah, but like she was considered like an adult back then. Like it's different.
Does it say
Her
how old
brain
he
is
was when he married her?
He does not say how old he was throughout any of it, actually. Yeah. Just gives her ages.
I mean, he's a knight already, so he's already
Yeah, I would imagine like
Old
he's
enough
probably
to-
like
have a couple bodies.
18, 19, maybe
Both body
20
counts.
at the max.
Oh, okay. I was thinking much older. So
Yeah.
20s.
So I mean, that wouldn't be too rare.
I mean,
Then I mean, just to be clear.
yeah.
but yeah, it created like their marriage basically created like the wealthiest couple in Central Europe of the time. And here's how wealthy these people were. So like their combined estates included 20 castles across Hungary, Transylvania. they controlled vast territories described as almost a third of Hungary.
That's wild.
That's
So you own a third of a country,
Wild.
yeah.
Is
and
it?
they had more land than the king.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, aren't those territories also bigger than they are in modern day now?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like those are giant swaths of land. That's a lot of space.
I mean, it's a miracle nobody in their family was taken out by royalty long before she was
Oh
even
yeah, like
born.
everybody was like really like jealous of them, so like they should like these people
Because
like just
yeah, I
took
mean, there was
over.
so much of that happened.
Again, I think it's a testament probably to like the lore building, even like in Game of Thrones, how like all the houses lean into their lore.
Oh yeah.
Like
Mm.
even though like some of it's drummed up, like how mad is the actual Mad King? Like he was probably more just insane than he was like scary mad, you know?
Right.
But like, yeah, who's gonna challenge a house full of people like when like the first guy slayed a dragon and now they married into the family of the Black Knight? Like,
Yeah, no, like okay, so you got dragons and black knights? Nah, man, it's gonna be a no from me.
Yeah.
mhm.
I'm just gonna be chilling over here. Oh, you won't hear a peep from me. So Fernick spent most of their like, and they were married for 29 years. That's pretty good.
Solid
Yeah.
marriage. Yeah.
But he spent most of it away on military campaigns.
That's the key to success right there. Long
Pretty
distance.
much.
I would say at least your own space.
Yeah.
maybe not like countries and wars. You don't need to go fight, but like maybe get like a she shed or like a man cave so you could just
Okay, Lee. Some of us like long distance.
get the fuck out of here.
Some of us think country sounds
Just
That's
shipping
okay.
them on a plane. Yeah, I guess.
Pretty much.
All right.
My house is my she shed. But yeah, so he was the chief commander of the Hungarian troops until he died in 1578. But he was known for really exceptional courage, but also extreme cruelty towards like Ottoman prisoners of war. And he would like reportedly dance with corpses and play with severed heads.
I mean, that's just gross.
Like, could you imagine, like, you're a POW
What are you
and, like, this
doing?
dude just comes up and just grabs your buddy and just starts fucking waltzing with him or,
like-
like, playing hacky sack with his head?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's Jerry. What are you doing?
Nope, that's just a normalization at this point, especially for like a night and like that. We already know we talk about this almost like every episode, but like they're so used to death, like they're living next to it all the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now these guys are like the dealers of it. Like he's out there just like die, die, die. Like he don't care. Like it's just
Yeah.
he works with his hands, guys.
He's very...
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Some people would suggest that he taught Elizabeth torture techniques because he would send her letters pretty much of, like, romanticizing, and that was their love language, was, like, talking about torturing. And he would, like, give her advice from the battlefield of, like, oh, I tortured this guy in X way. You should really try this.
Do you think that she corresponded with like next time try this because the femoral artery is connected to XY? Like she knows the anatomy. Like, do you think she's
Oh man, she's Grey's
real.
Anatomying it.
Yeah.
for him.
Nasty.
oh, I can make that more efficient for you, honey.
Yeah, have you ever degloved somebody? He's like,
You won't kill him
What?
as fast this time. Yeah. Like
That's a disturbing
know.
thought.
oh, it gets more disturbing.
Yeah.
So they didn't have any children, and for like 10 years, but then they ended up having 5 children. You had Anna, Orslana, Catelyn, Andres, and he died at age 7, and then Paul. So 5 kids, 4 alive. With the husband being gone most of the time, Elizabeth essentially ruled the vast estates by herself, which I'm sure she wildly preferred.
Correct.
I
And
mean,
apparently she was a good mom. Like it wasn't.
yeah.
Like she
I know
wasn't-
it's so weird.
Yeah, it is a weird.
You think she would be like ice and like
Yes.
distant and everything like that, but no,
Mhm.
she was like very nurturing and very hands-on as a mother, which is wild for nobility in the 16th century.
haven't
Exactly.
done
Even if she
enough-
wasn't a, sadist, I mean, it would still be weird that she was around her
else, like,
children.
hands-on.
Hmm.
I haven't done enough research though in like the psychology of a female serial killer. Like, is that Like, is that like a need? Like, like that's her like flock. Like, that's what makes her feel better. Like, she raised them. She can like cultivate them to however she wants. I don't know. It's
I don't know.
theory, but it is weird that she's a doting mother. Because as we find out, I don't think she's a fan of children.
No. Yeah, so Fernick died, shocker, but he made it to the age of 48. I feel like that's a long time to live back then.
I feel like he would have been
Especially
happy
for
with that.
fighting.
hmm
Yeah.
But like, he didn't die from the battlefield. He died from an unknown illness that caused him paralysis.
Which probably was like, some kind of like secondary infection to like from
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
working with
thinking.
dead people. Like,
Could have had a stroke of some sort.
Dancing with dead
could've-
people would
who
probably do
knows?
it.
I know. I kind of hope that's what it was.
But before he died, he entrusted Elizabeth and like their children to this dude named Georgie Thruzo. And he just sounds like a skeevy dude in like dirty gray sweatpants and like just a classic messy like undershirt wife beater tank top thing.
no, he's got a suit. Thruzo's got a suit on. Give me your property. I
Georgie
take care of you.
Thruzo?
That's
Don't
what I
worry,
know.
I take care of you.
Like
It's a
Georgie
nothing
T?
suit. It's imitation.
Make me
It's
think
like-
of Jersey.
I know,
what
it's
I think of.
100% Jersey.
Okay.
Nope.
Our boy Georgie Thruzo.
He's the card shark guy. He'll take care of your property.
Yeah.
Yeah,
took
so
care of it all right.
they were entrusted to Georgie Thruzo, and with that, it just set into motion all these events that would lead to Elizabeth Bathory's downfall, essentially. Why am I not surprised? So we're going to talk about straight up 25 years of terror and what some of these witnesses claimed went down. So between 1585 and her arrest in 1610, Elizabeth allegedly tortured and murdered 36 to 650 women. That is such a huge jump
Yeah.
from like 36 to 650. So I'm going to safely say that my money is on like 650 being a wildly inflated number.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. If we're talking about 36, we're still talking about a very good serial killer.
Yeah, because like, what does anybody know like the highest body count of a serial killer?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure I can find it out, but it's probably more than 36.
You think so?
Oh, I know it's more than 36. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more than 36.
Would you, I guess like you wouldn't really consider like, I'm talking about like true serial killer, not like mass murder where somebody goes down with a gun and just mows down people.
No.
Like that dude in Norway or whatever the fuck.
So according to Google, Pedro Lopez has 300 people. That's his
I
number.
knew it was big.
That is
I know it was
insane.
one that had a
Who
baby.
is he? I've never heard of him.
No.
I have not either, but
I'll have
yeah.
to do an episode. What decade is he in?
Bookmark
don't
this.
We'll come back to that.
That has to be a while.
Vote for Pedro.
Or not.
I want
Yeah.
merch of this.
No, that's pretty.
Alright.
That's pretty great. That's a lot of bodies.
That is a lot of bodies. So the official court charged her pretty much with 80 of the murders, while servant confessions ranged from 36 to 51 victims during their periods of like servitude to the Bathory family. And the people at one of her castles, Castle Severe, testified to 175 deaths at that castle alone. And remember, she has 20 castles. So she can like spread out her killing field.
Another reason why the numbers are more possible.
Yeah.
True.
But that so 20 castles. Think about that. 20 castles. Possibly the lowest number is 36 victims. You haven't even gone around to get 2 at each castle.
Yeah. Like you got to think about that. Like there's no airplanes, trains, cars, nothing like that. You're like horse and buggying it to
No, yeah, but
these
what I'm saying-
castles.
What I'm saying is that if she killed one person in each castle, right? She didn't even get to 40 to kill 2 people in each castle. Like that's so much, the numbers are so much more believable if like at every time she went away to that castle, she killed someone.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's a really easy way to get to 36, and it'd be really easy to do without people finding, because you kill one, then you're in your next castle. You're like Josh said,
Yeah,
miles and miles away by horseback.
Yeah.
that's
And
true.
Good luck catching up to me.
yep. And now another one's dead. And then you find that out. And then you're at your next castle. And now another one's dead. Now you're at 20. And now all you got to do is live somewhere, or maybe you're at 19. That's the smart way to do it, right?
Mhm.
You get to 19, you live somewhere for a little while, and then you go back to 1.
Ooh.
So your home base never pulls suspicion.
I'm slightly disturbed how much thought you've put into that. but yes.
Murder math.
Man, if I'm not talking to you guys, I am probably watching some kind
I know.
of true crime documentary or something.
Oh, yes. So there was a sort of legitimate way like the 650 victim number came about. It came from one of her servants named Susanna, and she claimed to the court official Jacob that she saw a list in Bathory's handwriting of like everybody she killed, like a ledger essentially. So
Questioning
legend
how
or
much you
fact,
read,
yeah.
what language it was in.
Right. But of course the list was never produced for the court, and Jacob never mentioned it in his own testimony, so it was kind of just like more parfait for the legend, just another layer.
Right.
But modern historians pretty much estimate that around 50 to 80 victims were more realistic, so Lee's math is disturbingly sort of accurate.
Like that is like, think about it. Think about any one of the modern serial killers having 20 playgrounds separated by miles and all kinds of jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I mean, there probably is 1 or 2 out there right now doing that, but
Yeah, on the road truck drivers.
Ooh.
in Houston and the northeast of America right now.
What a time to be alive.
At least we're alive. That's
Yeah.
that's key word.
Staying alive. So there was a recruitment process for these victims, which it seems like every serial killer has like their like niche or like their preferred victim. So her primary victims were usually like peasant girls and servants' daughters, and because you know you can do anything with your servants back then, which is fucked up. But these girls were between ages of 10 to 14 years old, and she would recruit them from surrounding villages with like the promise of a well-paid work and like other cush things that these young girls wouldn't get if they just stayed in their village.
We're supposed to be talking about Bathory, not Ghislaine. Go back.
Same thing but different. It's Epstein, it's Game of Thrones, it's everything all in one.
It's scary accurate to how like the pattern.
Yeah.
I do want to point out though, the age, again, as devil advocate for like serial killer tendencies, that age that she's picking would line up with like the age that she started to become sexually mature and being traumatized by the Black Knight potentially,
Yeah.
and manipulated to like think that this is like how you get off.
Oh, but also at the same time, like she could have that going on, but she's also like insanely smart. So at what point does she not like differentiate and know like, well, I know what I'm doing, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
also
the
doing it
problem
because
is-
of this trauma response.
The problem is the age, and if it's tied to any kind of like sexual gratification, that just gets hardwired. Like we can't do anything about those imprints as children. Like, so if this 18, 20-year-old, whatever age he is that marries her, comes in and influences her, he's on a battlefield. He probably already has all kinds of like power delusions. If he's like, you know, again, I'm going to do content warning. If your kids are in the room, maybe let them leave.
Also,
But,
don't
like,
let your
if
kids
you-
listen to this episode.
Exactly. If you're tying this girl up during like sex, or you're like doing violent acts during sex, like that's hardwiring her to get like that dopamine, that like all the right hormones are flooding her from those acts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
nothing else is going to get that for her down the line. So but that age is specific because that was her age.
Oh yeah.
Like, so that victim fits what she would see as like, oh, this is the age that you do this at. Like,
Yeah.
the psychology is on point for that. It's scary.
Here's also another scary thing that's like also ties into like sort of today. So like the women in these villages reportedly conspired with her to provide the girls for a payment.
Yeah. Well, again, you're on hard times, especially like that, like dog eat dog of like you're the peasants. So like you're like the loyalty amongst them is easy to like. Again, this like Josh said, it's happening now. It's really easy to divide them, and all you need is like one scapegoat and go, okay, you know what? That farmer's girl is no good. Like we'll just give her up this year. It's fine.
Yeah.
Mm.
And obviously these girls didn't go willingly, so like accomplices just beat the shit out of them until they were unconscious and then just carried them off. So since local families pretty much said, no, we're not sending our daughters with you anymore, these accomplices had to travel to like distant places and even like as far as Croatia to get victims.
Oh wow.
Which is insane.
But
Yeah.
who's following girl? That's the thing. It's like, okay, so again, add to the numbers. Like, it's if you're traveling that far and then bringing them back to you, no one knows where that person went.
No.
No.
Crazy. Again, the
So
rich power, the ability to do this is insane.
oh yeah, well, I mean they own a third of the country. So I mean like you can rich
Well,
people
so
doing
I
rich
don't
people
think
weird
that, like,
things.
like no one's gonna stop you.
No.
Like this
Who
is the King's
can?
Road, the Queen's Road. Like you can't
You have
tax me on
more
this road, stop me on this road.
you have more things and like assets and wealth and land than even the king, which is absolutely insane.
Well, that's why they kill people. Got nothing else to do.
No.
You did it all.
But yeah.
Mhm. So in 1609, Bathory opened a gynoeceum, which is like a finishing school to teach courtly etiquette to daughters of lesser nobility. And this also helped like
Funnel.
oh yeah, that, but it also like helped like her downfall essentially and would be her undoing. So while deaths of peasants had been like ignored for years, like people had heard about it, they knew it was kind of going on, but everybody kind of like looked the other way. Obviously, murdering a noble girl or another rich person would get much more attention, and it started doing that exact thing. So, under the feudal system of Hungary at the time, like torturing servants was just considered merely gauche, but not illegal. So, it's just like, you shouldn't be doing that, but we're not going to reprimand you from doing that. But it's just
Right.
not a good look,
Just so wild.
which is absolutely insane.
I mean,
Still, the modern parallels are scary.
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
yes.
Rich people doing weird rich people things.
And then not calling each other out on it and just being, that's weirdo Frank. Like, he just does weird shit.
Except for this time, the other rich people are starting to call her out on it because she's killing other rich people.
Oh, that's what happens.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like I said, killing that nobility crossed that unacceptable line. And then the noble families started complaining about these suspicious deaths of their daughters, obviously and rightfully so. And that's what's prompted the investigation, which led to her arrest.
So, 2 points on my devil's advocate stance here. Escalation. So, getting the girls into a home, having them like as a breeding ground for your prey, and then escalating to like the classes and not caring and getting sloppy. It's classic
It
serial
is.
killer.
Yeah, because you look at it and you think she's so smart. How could she be so stupid? You know, I mean, she knows the class system. She knows that there's a huge difference between what she can get away with
Yeah.
peasants from far away and this and that.
I mean,
But yeah,
Bundy,
it's a loss of
BTK,
control. Yeah.
they all get to that. Like, yeah, they lost of control. Exactly. Secondly, if we're going to argue the fact that this was like a frame up or like a political hit job because she's a woman, like that part doesn't line up. The initial investigation and spark doesn't line up with that. Because if this is like moms and families being like, hey, my daughter went to the school and now she's gone, that's not people being like, we want your property and we're going to frame you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, I'm gonna have questions too if my kid went missing from like a finishing school.
Right.
Question. I'm gonna have a bathtub full of blood.
That comes later, but not from the parents.
It would from me.
So with that, let's talk about some torture chamber stuff. The ooey gooey bloody bits. So
Yum.
this would be another time for Lee's content warning, since he
Yeah,
said there would be
content warning.
multiples.
This is the real deal. I would feel that you're probably gone already if you didn't want to hear this part, but just in case.
So the trial records from January 1611 contain graphic descriptions from over 300 witnesses. These details have been historically documented, and telling all of this gory stuff about like what actually happened is actually necessary to understand the case, even though it's super disturbing, like what happened to these people. So needle and sharp instrument torture dominated the witness testimony. So like most of these witnesses were just saying that like she used a lot of needles and like sharp objects, not knife, like it could be any sharp object. The needles were jabbed under the fingernails and stuck into lips, shoulders, arms, all over the victims' bodies just to make them bleed. The scissors were used to cut fingers one by one and then just slit veins. Just all bad.
Anatomy. But I also feel like this is classic, like she knows how to make it last. Like start with like small fingers, fingernails, like super painful, super like horrific, but no one's dying yet. And
Yeah,
she's
nobody's dead. Oh, this is just her like messed up playground. Oh yeah, witnesses described that like scissors was her favorite method allegedly for, slicing open skin between fingers, like wildly inconvenient things, and just mutilating faces and other bodies. So this guy named Bennick, he was the head servant at one of her castles, and he provided firsthand detail about everything, but he wasn't tortured. So his testimony kind of stands out more to me because he wasn't tortured. So like he had no reason to like just make up something, be like, yo, she did this, right? Because your fingers are literally getting broken.
Yeah, and he would have had inside knowledge to like the numbers and the methods.
Yeah, especially being like the head servant guy.
Yeah.
He said that Bathory took a shoemaker's daughter, stripped her naked, took a knife, and beginning with the fingers, shoved the knife into both arms up to the armpits, and then like flogging her over and over again. So pretty much just like took a knife from her finger all the way up her arm to her armpit, just stabbed her. Like that's insane. And then she's not done. She took a burning candle and burned her skin and continued to torment her until she put an end to her life.
I wonder how long these victims were able to stay conscious. Like I feel like I'd pass out.
Oh yeah, like what point?
I hope.
Like yeah.
Like that would be like
right?
the sweet release of it is like passing out from these things.
And just like that, like classic movie, you blink your eyes open and then she's just standing over you.
Oh man, that would be terrifying.
This just shows how much these people don't really see their servants as people, because like he's a lead servant, so he was probably just standing there and she's like, hand me the knife now. And
and he
like,
couldn't say no.
he probably traveled with her to like each castle, so like he probably was just like standing there and she's just like, yeah, but he's not going to do anything about it because I can just kill him if he tries,
No.
Yeah, because you're literally just standing there looking and be like, that could be me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's also probably, or not, maybe not him, but people that are potentially ending up in the victim's place are like cleaning this up. So like that reminder, a constant like, oh man, like this is basically imminent. Like I am going to end up like this.
Yeah, someone is going to be cleaning up my brains as I'm cleaning up these brains.
Yeah, because I
That's
think
crazy.
Most people, like I think my first thought, hearing this story is like, why wasn't there just this grand mutiny from the servants, that they could overtake her or do something? I mean, poison was a big thing. Would have been, fairly easy to poison her, to kill her. But it's not like today where then you would have all the evidence that she had, and then you're looked at as the hero. You're still in a class system.
Oh yeah, you're not getting anything out of it. You're just a slave for another person.
Yeah.
Which was going to be my
Or
next
you're
point.
going to be killed somehow because they
like,
can't
opening
sully
it
the
up.
name of this great person, even though you proved. So, I mean, these people really are stuck in a place that it would be hard for us to comprehend today. You know, why didn't you do this? Why wouldn't you do that? Because
Well, yeah, because so you rat her out. She gets executed. Next in line is one of her kids, who's just going to want vengeance for their mother's death.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's no, you don't win. There's
No.
I don't
There's no
think
win for
anybody's
them.
winning here.
there's no
No.
whistleblowing.
And then the
this
psychological
society.
torture, like you mentioned, of them being forced to participate so heavily is huge.
Oh
I
yeah.
also just wonder, like, it's that, yeah, like that feudalist system where the classes are just pitted against each other. So any luxury you have above someone else, you're not. Nope. I'm sleeping inside, and I'm getting at least 2 square meals. I'm not saying shit. I'll clean
Yeah.
up all the blood you want until it's me.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we look at it today, and it's sad. I mean, you came upon something, of course, far less than this, but scandalous. You're going to come out and write a best-selling book out of it. Your tell-all, and that's just not the kind of thing that was even remotely on their radar that they could come out of that unscathed. Even though they
Oh no.
should be heroes, anybody that took her down should have been, but that's just not what would have happened.
Mm-mm.
Likely, very likely, considering we've already said, she never faces really justice. I
No.
think it's pretty clear that they wouldn't have come out unscathed had they tried to, overtake her in some way.
So just, if you really, really shrink it down and think of like the individual's experience here, what kind of existence? Like, I would be more apt to probably just throw myself off the side of the castle at some point.
Oh yeah. Just end
That-
it.
Be like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? Like,
I
I'm
feel
not
like-
doing this anymore.
Yeah, I might be killed trying to escape in some way,
Yeah.
like while we were moving to another
Ooh, but
castle,
she
or
caught
while
you.
she's at
Mhm.
another castle and maybe I didn't get to go, or I'm stuck tending to the vacant one for the moment. That's
Steal
what.
one of her blades and just myself.
Yeah.
At least it's quick and I'll be done. I'm not tortured.
Facts.
It'd be terrible.
And that wasn't
Sorry,
even like
1600s.
right, and that wasn't even
Mm.
all of the ways that she tortured people. So like, burning consisted as like another major category of the abuse. This one's all like I hate this because like it just gives me, this one gets me. So red hot irons were applied to the soles of the feet and used to scorch hands, arms, and abdomens, basically anywhere on a person's body.
You're like sticking it in any kind of hole you
Orifice.
had.
Yeah. These red hot pokers, they were shoved in like mouths, noses, other
Yeah.
places that are like wild.
Nether regions.
Yeah. This one I did like though. And it's sad, it's upsetting that I say that I actually like this one, but it makes the most sense. So like, she would heat coins and then like press them into the palms of
This
like
is- this
and
is
other
a-
flesh parts as a punishment for theft.
That's a justifiable punishment. For
That is
theft.
100% justifiable. I guess that's why I say I like it, because it's justifiable. It fits the crime fits the punishment. Punishment fits the crime.
It's coin in hand. Probably won't steal something
Yeah.
again.
And then this one's pretty gnarly too. So like in some more grotesque accounts from these witnesses, girls were forced to cook and eat their own flesh after
Oh,
it was cut from
crazy.
them.
Yep. Again, we still, like, I am playing the advocate that this person's a serial killer for sure, but we still don't know how much of these like things are true.
Yeah.
We don't really know if, like, she was forcing them to eat themselves or other people, which
So
is
that wasn't part of the official.
wild.
Yeah, no, that was just
testimony.
another
Oh.
like added amuse
Yeah,
bouche
that's a
of
technique that was claimed.
yeah. She also beat the piss out of these girls. Blunt force trauma. Witnesses describe victims being beaten with whips until the whole body was black as charcoal and the skin was just torn from the bone. One girl suffered more than 200 blows before she died, which is absolutely insane.
I mean, at that point, you're literally just begging. for death. Like, there's
Yeah.
I'm like you. I hope you're unconscious at that
Yeah.
point.
Oh yeah. And then here's another thing, like Bathory personally participated in like the mutilations and everything like that, but she also did it through biting. Like, and so this also feeds like the vampire thing. So she's going around biting these people, and just like multiple witnesses also testified that she bit chunks of flesh from victims, like their shoulders, breasts, even their faces. And
That's
then
again like so perfect for feeding that. Like even if that's all she did, like she
yeah,
didn't kill anybody, right? Like,
Right.
let's just say like she didn't kill anybody, but you're a servant. You're like walking down the hall with your tray, and she comes out of the room, and there's just blood all dripping down her face and her mouth.
That's
What are you gonna
it.
think?
Yeah.
oh yeah. Well, like speaking of like blood dripping down her mouth and everything like that, part of the legend describes her as like chewing on a mutilated dying girl while she was like arrested. So like she's like mid feeding on this girl, and all of a sudden the door gets kicked open and she's just like,
Zombie style.
yeah,
Oh.
No.
all bad.
Mm.
Yeah. And then she had other methods too, like deliberate starvation. She would chain people up in like the dungeons and make them starve. This one was wild also. Victims were smeared with honey and left outside for bees, ants, and other insects to like just eat at the flesh.
That was a big one. She liked that, like leave you in place.
That is-
Yeah.
Same thing with water. She'd leave you outside in freezing storms.
And you know
Soaking
she's
wet.
just looking at you, like coming by periodically to like check on your
Yeah.
progress. I mean, I guarantee it.
I guarantee she is, but it's sicker to think that she's not. Like you're
Mhm.
so little to her that she's like, yeah, put him outside. And then she's like, oh man, Mary Beth was outside. I totally forgot. Let's go see. And she's just-
Oh yeah, it's like a living like body
she don't care.
farm.
She just doesn't care. Like she's already busy. She's sacrificing or murdering the next person.
Yeah, she's on off to it. So like she would sew mouths shut. Some other witnesses described that victims were placed in spiked cages, and like these cages were hung from the ceiling, and it basically made a blood shower.
All right. So this, I think, from what I can tell in all my research, this device and this method was real, and she did use this.
Oh, I could
So
100% see
what-
that.
What Josh is describing is a cage that is not tall enough for a human being to stand up straight in, but it's not wide enough for you to sit down in. And it's got spikes on the floor, like coming up from the floor that can be moved up into your space in the cage.
Yeah.
So she had like a henchman basically pulling this thing while you're standing, sitting, squatting in this most uncomfortable position, slowly just getting impaled.
Ugh.
Yeah. So if all the other things were not real, that like this is enough for like enter the Guinness Book of like horrific people.
Well, yeah.
100%. I kind of got a chuckle out of this because like the testimonies from these witnesses noted that the worst of these murders had often happened after Elizabeth had appeared in public and had to present herself as a stoic and respectable lady.
But here you go. That's that serial killer, like that
Different personas.
pent up, but also like that, like the tension from masking.
Yeah.
Like as an ADHD person that masks all the time, like going home is like a snapping of a rubber band. Like I'll withdraw into myself even more than I normally would. Like I'm peopled out. I don't want a text. I don't want a phone call. Like don't talk to me. Like this is the opposite. She's like, I need a servant now. I just pretended to be nice for a whole day. Give me a girl to murder.
Or even worse, what if just from being so kind and motherly to her children, and then
Just needs that outlet.
So here's the most famous thing that I'm sure everybody's heard is like bathing in blood virgins to preserve her youth, right? Obviously a later fabrication. This claim first appeared in print in 1729, so 115 years after her death. This Jesuit priest named Laszlo put it in his book, The Tragica Historica, when the original trial documents were rediscovered in 1765. and then it was published in 1817. And there was no reference in the court documents of bloodbaths. And not a single one of the 300 witnesses said anything about it. So it was just straight up like somebody plucked it out of the air because it just sounded on brand for her.
Yeah. I feel like someone would have mentioned that.
Yeah.
It just feeds so much of like the times lore. Like on top of the blood, like nobility being able to bathe at will is also something that's like separates them from the normal person.
Yeah.
So like the whole idea of like
Even though
she's
they
not only
didn't.
bathing, she's bathing in the blood of her peasants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I did some really gross bloody math. Because I was curious. I was like, well, how much blood would it take to fill up a 16th century
That's
bathtub?
even yeah.
Right. So if the blood bathing claim was true, how much blood would you need, do you ask? Because I asked. And it basically makes it like implausible. So historical noble bathtubs in 16th century were basically like these wooden sitting tubs, and they were very much smaller than like the bathtubs that we're used to today. A medium-sized noble sitting tub held approximately 150 to 180 liters fluid, and the average adult human body contains 5 liters of blood. And even if you like sucked a person like bone dry, blood out, everything like that, turned the person into jerky while the heart was still beating, there would still be like blood remaining in like capillaries, small vessels,
You're not getting
intricate
5.
Yeah.
organs. No, you're not going to get everything because there's blood in the bone marrow too.
We'll get like 3.
Yeah, so a realistic extraction would be like 3 liters per adult. And so a 150 liter tub with the realistic extraction of 3 liters a person, that would be, you would need 60 victims to fill just the tub one time.
Jeez.
That's like a busy afternoon.
Yeah.
And then
You really have to plan your whole
literally-
day around a bath.
Then you have to literally be in the bath, ready to go, and just have these people
Lined
lined
up.
up,
Yes.
ready to start just leaking into you for it to even be liquid to bathe in.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Like, it
'Cause I
was
couldn't
just-
imagine getting into a cold
Jello.
blood bath.
Oh,
Congealed.
yeah, it's just
Blech.
solid.
Yeah.
jello.
So, like, yeah, blood begins clotting within minutes of leaving the body and hitting oxygen without, modern anticoagulants or blood thinners like aspirin and the such. The tub would straight up have congealed blood and not liquid, so it would be like more jello than
Mhm.
Nah.
like water.
Yep.
Also, blood
Smell.
decomposes rapidly at
It also
room
starts
temperature.
separating, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so if she was regularly bathing in blood, like it would basically allow for only like 8 to 12 baths out of the 600 plus murders over several years. So that's really not that many baths if you think about it, because it takes 60 people to fill up your bath one time.
I highly doubt. And here's the other thing. We talked about it way, way back at the top of the episode. Like, there was medicine behind like that blood talk and like putting it in your wine. And so it's plausible that she took a bath with water and put servant's blood
Right.
in the water.
Yeah.
That seems way more like I can do that. Like that would take 1 cup of blood to make it like red and bloody. And
Yeah. Or
visually
like after
effective.
one of these like insane torture sessions where she's just like literally covered in
Yeah.
blood, she
Right.
gets in the water,
Especially
starts washing
As
off.
you're stabbing, it's very
Yeah,
common
it's
to just
stab.
it's nasty. Yeah.
But
And I'm
it
sure she
wasn't
knew
even
what
expensive
arteries to
this.
spurt.
There wasn't even reports from servants of this, so this is like
Yeah.
imagination later.
Yeah,
on.
this came 115 years after she was dead,
Which is
just because it sounded like on brand for
Which is
her.
kind of wild because the truth was really bad enough. I don't know that we needed to really add anything else, but
Oh, it's that like author trying to outdo, like, I'm gonna sell the book. It's
Yeah.
the modern equivalent of like, clickbait headlines
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
so we've always
so
sucked. That's what you're telling-
Oh yeah, we've always sucked as like a species.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's
So earlier I said that she might have like learned some of this, not just from her husband, but from somebody else. So there was this lady named Anna, and she served as like a very influential accomplice and like helped Elizabeth. She was this Croatian woman, and she was described as a wild beast in female form. And she allegedly taught Elizabeth like bestial ways of torture. So just basically like ripping people apart like an animal, essentially. And she was the one that told Elizabeth to start targeting peasants to avoid detection, because obviously killing rich people is not cool. But
I
poor people
wonder
is
what
fine.
the age difference is when she meets this woman.
But coincidentally, she died of a stroke and escaped prosecution by death.
Quitter.
Because they were going to call on this Anna lady to like testify, but she died before she could testify.
Died quotations.
Yeah, but sources described Anna as the cruelest of all of Elizabeth's accomplices and the most knowledgeable about all of the torture methods. And some historians argue she was simply a midwife and a herbalist, while other scholars and historians believe that she was like the true architect of the torture system. So it's really divided.
Jen doesn't
Yeah,
feel
it's
good
it's
about
all messed up.
I mean, it is. It's so hard to separate what could be fact and fiction and this stuff. That's why I love and hate historical true crime
Yeah.
and stories and lore and whatever. Yeah. Did they have actual non-tortured people that gave accounts of Anna?
Just that head servant guy was the only one that wasn't tortured.
And
There
he
was one
says,
other I read that was tortured, but I don't know if they said anything about Anna.
so I would,
Yeah,
I
I don't think so.
would,
They said anything about Anna specifically, but we are about to get into the 4 arrested servants that pretty much like gave most of the testimonies.
okay. Well, I'll toss Anna into the questionable file.
Oh yeah, I think she like totally taught Elizabeth how to like do all this crazy shit. Or at least like played a big role in like keeping all the secrets.
Well,
So
yeah.
one of Elizabeth's aunts was openly gay at the time, like, which is kind of crazy just to think about it. The 1600s. I kind of wonder if Anna and Elizabeth had a relationship, which probably would have fed some of those more like cruel beast type rumors that were spread about her.
But could be, yeah.
But
Because obviously, like you'd have to keep it on the down low and stuff like that.
How do they know?
Which one? I don't know. That her Anna and Elizabeth is my theory. That's completely
No,
just
the aunt.
conjecture.
How did they know?
It's on record. She was openly a lesbian. Like that wasn't even a secret.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Again, which is crazy. But again, when you own a third of your country, what's the difference? Like who's gonna?
Yeah,
say
you can do whatever you
No,
want.
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, just feeds into that nobles do crazy rich things, and they have particular tastes.
It sounds like the sequel to Crazy Rich Asians, Crazy Rich Nobles.
They're all just
Could
bathed in
be.
blood.
Oh, could be. All right. So there was 4 servants that were arrested, and they were arrested with Bathory when she got arrested on December 30th. This lady named Iana Joe, she was Bathory's childhood nurse, and the children, and she nursed the children, confessed under torture to killing about 50 victims, which I don't understand why like they tortured the servants to get answers.
Saying.
You
They
don't
might
have
not
to.
been
It's like, oh, I
talking.
just saw all this fucked up shit. I will tell you what happened.
They probably weren't though, because like we said earlier, like the bigger threat is being returned to this castle and being the snitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, you're not. What are you gonna do? So you're probably sitting there like, oh shit, what do I say? What do I say? And then the torture starts. You're like, oh god damn it, like, and then nothing can be
Yeah.
believed.
Or I wonder if it's the servants confessed that they themselves did the torturing. Or are they like saying that she tortured these people?
I think it's all over the place. I think it's some say they're involved with it. Some say that she did everything. Some say that Anna was probably involved. Some say that, I think it's just how many people? Just 300 people just saying whatever they can so the torture stops.
That's true. Because I'll say whatever to get the torture to
Yeah.
stop. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she got tortured and confessed to about 50 victims that Elizabeth killed. This other person, Dorietta, she served the Bathory Elizabeth for 5 years and confessed to 36 victims. Janos was a dwarf who was brought to the castle by force, who served 16 years. He confessed to knowing of 37 deaths, and his primary responsibility was disposing of these bodies.
I was just going to
And
say that's what they're getting charged for.
like
And, like, the
accomplishing and
accomplice,
stuff like that.
cleaning up of a body, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy had to bury all these bodies in various locations, and he lured victims. I'm sorry, if a 16th century dwarf comes up to me in like an alleyway and is like, "Hey, follow me and let's go on a no, I want no part of it."
Well, you just
Not
lost
one
out on a
part.
pot of gold, my friend.
Yeah, I've seen all the Leprechaun movies. I'm good.
That is a bit odd recruitment method, even then, because I mean it's sad because
with
of
me.
course, yeah, nobility would do that, take especially they love to have dwarves for their entertainment, at court and stuff. That was sick enough.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine she gets a kick out of watching like a
But
dwarf torture a girl. Like that's her thing.
Dude,
Probably.
that's so messed up.
But at this point, like when we're in the trials, like she is in full berserker mode if she's a serial killer now, and like all caution is thrown to the wind.
Oh, 100%, yeah. So the fourth servant, Katerina, she was a washwoman for 10 years, and she was actually described as the least cruel out of all these accomplices. And evidence even showed that she was forced to participate and tried to sneak food to victims. So like she didn't want to do it, but she obviously was forced to because she's the servant. So she also was kind enough in like sneaking these people food and stuff. She also handled burial and disposal and estimating to at least 50 victims. Yeah.
And also, so like this is one of those weird things where like time can really mess things up. Like, so they're taking all these things and convicting these witnesses as accomplices and all that thing, and they're saying these numbers over the time. Like those numbers at the time could have been like, oh, overlapping, like the same 50 is the same 50,
right.
but over time that turns into 50 here, 50 there, 50 here.
Yeah.
So the numbers just keep jumping up.
So now we've arrested Bathory, we've arrested 4 of her main accomplices, and so now they're going to start building the case, right? So these 2 notaries began like collecting evidence back in March in 1610, and by October they had collected 52 witness statements. And by the end of 1611, over 300 witness testimonies had been gathered, though more than 250 were offered only hearsay and had no like concrete information. So really you only had 50 solid witnesses and testimonies. So on December 24th, Georgie Thruzo confronted Elizabeth Báthory with evidence at a Christmas Eve gathering at her main castle. She initially claimed all deaths were from disease and had prepared a written statement, because why wouldn't you prepare a written statement of like, no. This is why they died.
Again, that goes towards
I've been
that,
waiting
like,
for this for a
serial killer
while.
thing. At no point does she stand up and go, I didn't kill anybody.
She had a written statement from the mother of one of the servants affirming that the girl died of illness. So like, yeah,
Well, and it's like
your servant girl.
I'm sure a few did, but it's like
Yeah.
And like, that doesn't mean that was true. Like, even if it happened 20 years ago, Elizabeth said, oh, I'm sorry, she died of illness to the mom. And the mom's like, for the last 20 years, that's what I believe. So of course that's what I'm going to say. Like,
yeah, like you own the country. Of course I'm going to believe what you tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Elizabeth was pressed further about it, she obviously became angry, and then she just like stormed out and left the banquet. And
guilty.
People could say that would indicate guilt, or somebody else could say that this powerful noblewoman was just refusing to be interrogated in front of
Yeah.
everybody like a common
Yeah,
criminal
that'll
because it was beneath
yeah,
her.
that alone
Both.
doesn't do anything for me either way. You know what I mean?
No, like it's all bad.
Yeah.
So 3 days later, on December 27th, 4 bodies were just dumped over the castle wall in full view of the village. I'm sorry, it's terrible to laugh, but it's just
Yeah.
like there's just no fucks given.
It's
She's
that
just
berserker
eating
mode.
bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're
It's like,
gonna,
oh, you want to see a
gonna-
monster? I'll show you a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an apparent carelessness or defiance that pretty much just like nailed her coffin shut at that point. So the reverend of her little cat of her castle basically like sent urgent reports about finding bodies near the castle, and Georgie Thruzo led this raid on the 30th of December, and it was accompanied by Bathory's son-in-laws and like other legal guardians, and her son Paul was there.
See, that has to be so awkward. What is happening?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go
And-
raid my mom's castle real
Well-
quick because she's just throwing bodies over the fucking
Yeah,
wall.
I was gonna say I'm curious, like what relationship has happened as which we're not gonna know as they've gotten older.
I think that's important too. Yeah, I really think that if this is the true case that she is a psychopath and she is a serial killer, like we're talking about escalation, and we're probably talking about like cognitive decline on the other side. So like her murders are getting worse, but her like ability to reason and have an everyday conversation
And
is
keep
probably
keep that
gone.
line
Oh, 100%.
yeah, between the
So
two
her
personalities.
kids are probably like, yo, mom is losing it.
Mom is on one. Do not go to the castle today, okay? So, when they raided the castle, they found one dead girl just in the hallway, just beaten and bloodied to death, just a bloody pulp. One girl was just dying. But they saved her. They recovered. She recovered, but she didn't testify. There was accomplices were discovered cleaning up after a torture session in the dungeon. Accounts vary about additional evidence, and some sources claim bodies were just like strewn about like the courtyard and basement. So just like bodies and body parts just everywhere because she just said, fuck it. You want to see a monster? I'll give you a monster. And Bathory reportedly like blamed her servants, saying, I did it because even I was afraid of them, which makes no sense.
No. Girl, no.
Just stop.
It's like, girl, bye. That is not.
I'm telling you, this is not a stable
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. So her servants were put on trial, and obviously all of them were found guilty of as being like accomplices and whatnot. But here's also the thing: like under torture, people are going to confess to anything. We've been saying it this whole episode.
Yep.
So do with that information what you will. And so all these servants were executed, right? Jo had her fingers torn out with red hot pincers, then was burned alive at the stake. So like all these servants that like did the certain punishments and torture to people got those punishments in the end to
Oh,
themselves.
Wow, the olden days
Yeah.
are crazy. Like,
Yeah.
the justice is like so backwards. It's like we're gonna punish you for this thing that you did with the exact thing that you did.
Yeah. This the Janos kid, he was deemed less culpable due to his like youth.
Gender.
And yeah, and for that he was beheaded before his body was burned.
I take that for
Oh,
sure.
100%.
Yeah. Katerina received life imprisonment rather than execution, as evidence showed she had been abused and dominated by the others. And then she was later released. So she didn't even serve life in prison.
See, be a good person.
Yeah. So, but everybody else was tried except for good old Elizabeth Báthory. She wasn't put on trial, and there was a family arrangement between Thruzo and Bathory's son Paul through his guardian and her son-in-laws that allowed Thruzo to arrest Bathory and try her accomplices, but prevented her from going to trial to avoid public scandal and disgrace to the noble families involved. So it's basically like, hey, we know you did a bunch of fucked up shit, but you're just basically like on house arrest
Just
and
stop.
can't do anything. Just stop.
Yeah, just stop.
So King Matthias wanted her to be executed and reportedly demanded from 1611 to 1613 that she be brought to trial, hoping, and he wanted to do this to seize her property for the crown. But since there was no trial, the crown can't just take it from her and her family. So that was also a reason why the family did it that way. So like the king can't get their shit.
But it's still weird. How were they allowed? I mean, I know they have but and I know monarchy, like today as we know it, is not the same as it was then. Like the king should have been able to say, therefore, I say, she is going to
But
be
I mean, like,
executed. So that's, I think, just little things like that. I think, and the fact that, like, oh, it was Jersey Boy, and because I can't remember his name, and
Cruzo.
Georgie Thruzo?
yes, and the son-in-laws, that end up doing the
Uh-huh.
raid. It's little sprinklings like that. And then look who, you were asking at the top, well, who really comes out ahead? Well, I mean, the son-in-laws did, her kids did, because they got to keep the property and the
But is there
bloodbath
motivation to do
well.
that if you're already gonna get the property?
Yeah, but here's the thing, like the
Yeah, but
king
you've got a pretty
doesn't have as much power and like has much like these people are way more wealthy than the king. Like so they have more influence
that's
than
what
and
I
yeah, he's a
mean.
king, but like that's in king in name only.
There's something that's so weird about that whole, maybe that's an Eastern Europe thing that they were able to get away with. Because think about all of the others. There's no way they'd be allowed to live like in England. There's no way.
No.
During the same
No,
time
no,
period. Like
no.
no way. France, no way.
No. I
It
also
would have
wonder,
never
like,
gotten this far.
I
It's
don't
just
know
interesting.
the geopolitical, like,
Uh,
stuff that's going like, England at this time, like, is just trying to become a thing, like, so
Yeah, they're
everyone's
like
just taking
multiple
over.
kingdoms.
Yeah, they're just taking over Northumbria and changing it to Mercia, and keep changing. But, like, I don't know, is it like, it sounds like this land has been locked down by this family for a
That's
really long
For
time.
generations,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
so I don't know how much, like, jostling of, like, land ownership is actually done, like, in this time in this area. It's possible, I don't know, but I think it's maybe even more of just like, again, devil's advocate. Your mom's a murderer. You know it your whole life, right? At a certain point, you're gonna start seeing the writing on the wall that, like, it's closing in and things are gonna
Mhm.
start turning bad, and you have a choice. We turn her in, and, like, I stay out of jail, and I can live in this castle and keep everything, or we go down with her, and everything we have is gone. So, like, what choice does
Yeah.
he have? Like, turn my mom in, and now but I don't know how politically, like, and, like, financially motivated it was as much as it just maybe have been like, "It's her time. Like, we just need to mom to go."
Yeah.
Mhm. So she was basically placed under house arrest at her main castle, right?
Is that's what that sounds like.
And yeah, it just makes it's wild. So Georgie Thruzo initially wrote that she was locked in a bricked room, leading to the legends of her being walled up with only like slits for food and
Well,
air.
that's what people would
But
want to hear, you know.
oh yeah, but documents from a priest who visited back in July confirmed that like she was basically able to move unhindered in the castle. So like more of a mansion arrest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, castle arrest, yeah, that's what so again, it's
Yeah,
that, like, mother-in-law, like, "Oh, she's just gotta stop owning property, and, like, we can keep her in the vacation home, and we'll check on her, and the kids will live with her every couple months," and, like,
yeah.
Presumably, she does not have access to servants anymore.
Probably not. This was interesting though. An order by Parliament though made the name Elizabeth Bathory. They made it so it could never be spoken again in polite society. They were just like, no, like her name can never be spoken again.
Mm.
just everything
That
back then just
tracks.
sounds like
Yeah.
cover up. Like, everything just
Oh yeah.
sounds like no matter what it is, for whatever reason, just sounds like, "Yeah, we just won't talk about it. Cover up."
Yeah.
But she died in that castle, right? She just
Yeah, she pretty
wasted
much died. So she died at age 54 and the cause was basically unknown, but most people likely assume that it was heart failure.
not enough blood. Didn't
No, not enough blood after all those baths.
no. So I guess my question to all y'all at the end of this is like, what is your final consensus? Like, is she straight up serial killer? Is she political victim of like a frame up hit job, or somewhere in between?
I think it's both.
I'm still, yeah, on both. I mean, I'd probably now lean more towards just complete sadist for, no real fault of her own from the beginning, from her early life. But I just don't, I can't buy that even in Hungary, I cannot buy that all of that was true and that there was no play to get her out of the way or to, at the very minimum, diminish even a quarter of the power that she had.
Oh, 100%. They didn't want her to have like that power because she wasn't a man, and like it threatened everything
And she was
that they
probably
stood for.
smarter than most
Yeah,
of
well,
the
she's definitely
most well-educated men. So,
yeah, well, she's brilliant
so
at least.
I don't know if she was so smart. Why would she start throwing bodies off the castle?
She's in berserker mode.
that's where she
Like-
loses me. That's where I'm
But that's the fascinating part about all these people. When we talk about serial killers, like their actual IQ and intelligence doesn't necessarily correspond with like their acts.
that is true.
No.
Like, that whole and here's the other thing, maybe like as a family member of Elizabeth Báthory or like involved in her estate running a castle, like if this became a thing where like she's becoming more of like a rumor than truth, and like she's becoming like a distraction to the family name, like, yeah, they sequester her, so send her away, and like we won't kill her, but like she just can't be making more rumors. Like you
Right.
can't keep her
Yeah,
active.
no.
So
So that's why they said everybody can't say her name, because like you can't say things if you don't know what you're talking about.
or like she also couldn't, like, if she was a sadistic killer, like the motivation for getting her out as a family member could just be like she's not doing anything. Like she's
Yeah.
not managing the property. She's just murdering.
She just gave up.
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you'd have to be murdering every minute of every day to kill 650
You'd
people.
have to be doing it a lot.
Yeah.
Or have a
Telling
very
you.
good method and help. But who knows? I need a chronovisor to go back to 1600s and see.
Yeah.
But I think more brilliant, intelligent woman with a lot of power, but also, unfortunately, nature's side is that she's not well in the head, and she's probably a sadomasochist on top of being smart and brilliant and all the other things.
Yeah.
Oh, so she'd just be like a Fortune 5 CEO
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
in
she's just
today's time.
she would.
She
Yeah.
would just be the ultimate girl boss.
Correct.
And still slaying.
she,
Yep.
she's got J.K. Rowling vibes.
There we go.
I hate that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, if you guys have opinions, put them down in the comments.
Also, if you know the geopolitical status of 16th century Hungary, please
Yeah.
put 'em
Let me
up.
know, please. Do that research for me because
it's like research paper.
can't. Somebody did a thesis on this. I know it somewhere.
I'm sure.
All right. If you have not liked and followed us, do that right this second.
Yeah.
Leave a 5-star review. I hear there's only 5 stars, so that's all you can do. And other than that, stay curious, stay strange. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to join us as a guest, suggest a topic, or have a story you want us to share, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at ssospodcast@gmail.com. For more behind-the-scenes updates and exclusive insights about SSOS, make sure to follow us on social media. And don't miss out on the fun. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you for listening to the Secret Society of Strangers podcast. This show is an independent production, researched and crafted by our passionate team. But we couldn't do it without all of you. We truly appreciate your support. Embrace the unknown, for not all secrets are meant to be kept. Farewell, strangers.